Very good evening to all of you. I welcome all the participants to this particular session. At the outset, I take this privilege to welcome our Honorable Principal Secretary, Higher Education Department, and Commissioner, the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, and Director of Technical Education, and Joint Directors, and all the officers, and all the principals of Government Engineering Colleges, and students, and staff members. So this initiative has been started as a unique efforts to practice and share the ideas and best practices which have been practiced in the engineering colleges, government engineering colleges, or else, let us say, in future, in coming days, this best practices can be inculcated in all the engineering colleges so that there will be a overall growth of each and every engineering colleges. So this particular initiative was started with the name keeping AROHAN. The meaning of AROHAN is actually nothing but a climb. It's not to enhance our knowledge, skill, and ability to perform better in engineering colleges. To start with, today, myself will give an introduction to the best practices, the possible best practices that can be practiced in engineering colleges. And then to start with each and every session, there will be in each month, on 2 days, on 15th and 30th, there will be 6 sessions of 20 minutes each, where 15 minutes will be for presentation of the speaker, and followed by 5 minutes exclusively for discussion. So in discussion, students or staff can raise any questions or clarifications or a doubt. This will be restricted only for 5 minutes. So in case if there is a restriction in time, so you can ask the questions later, or you can just mail them or call them separately. To start, let us start the session. So this particular presentation from my side will give you the insights of what are the best practices opportunities in government engineering colleges that can be shared among all the colleges to practice. As an outline of the presentation in 15 minutes, I'll quickly go through what do my best practices and why it is required, what are the benefits, and we know that we need to focus mainly on teaching learning process, which is NV has taken very seriously, and best practices among students, best practices among faculty members that can be practiced, and quality initiative opportunities at government engineering colleges. And is it necessary to go for autonomous status? If you're going for autonomous status, what are the advantages? And then apart from this academic practices, and there are few non-academic practices which are very much useful. And my presentation will conclude with this remarks. To start with what is actually the best practices and why it is required. So you can say a standard set of procedural professional procedures that are actually accepted as being the most effective, optimal, and develops structured process for assuring quality. So here we are trying to, the benefits are, we are trying to share the knowledge, skills, and we'll try to exchange ideas among all the stakeholders, especially with the staffs and students. This particular best practices helps in focusing in the right direction and will help us in allowing ourselves the practices over a period of time. And it allows students in problem solving quickly, efficiently, and of course, creatively. And the major outcome or the benefit of this particular practices are the visibility outside the world increases, and it helps indirectly in acquiring accreditation from agencies such as NBA and NAC. And also, this particular practices helps us, all the institutes, because we are not practicing seriously, it will going to find a good place in NRF ranking. Next. So coming to this teaching learning process, we have the basically teaching learning process today. We are completely bound to practicing outcome-based education. This particular OBE, which has already some institutes are actually planning for MBA. They are actually aware of this OBA. This particular OBE articulates the idea of what students are expected to know and able to do, and that is what skills and knowledge they are need to have when they leave the college system. So in this particular TLP, we'll try to identify the curriculum gaps and we'll conduct some bridge courses. And we are try to just focus something you're going to teach behind the content behind the syllabus, which is very, very actually essential for NBA. And preparing academic calendar. And academic calendar, we have a VTU academic calendar. Apart from that, each and every institute can have a separate academic calendar, which can be have to adhere to it. And the use of instructional planning, for example, lesson plan, teaching diary, and delivery methods. Here we have different delivery methods, and it will be explained in coming sessions. So here I'll try to give what are the possibility of best practices, so that other staff members can take up each and every topic, and they can share their ideas in future to support slow learners and encourage fast and average learners. This is very much important. And we have to have a continuous internal assessment system and effective feedback system. So we need to focus on the quality question papers and assignments. And in addition to this, we need to focus more on hands-on labs. So the quality of students' project has to be enhanced. And very, very important thing is we need to help students in report writing without any mistakes. So we need to have a industry-supported or sponsored labs, and we need to deliver course by the industry experts. Enhancing employability skills, co-curriculum, extracurricular activities are part and parcel of teaching and learning process. So coming to this best practices, what students can think of, what actually they can do. I have listed some of the important best practices the students will get benefit out of this. To make sure that available, they have to, important thing is, the first and foremost thing is utilization of learning resources. It's not happening to the maximum. So there are offline and online modes. In offline modes, it can be a classroom teaching, library, newsletters, magazines, publications. This can be used extensively by the students, and they can make use of this particular opportunity. In addition to this, there are a lot of online opportunities where they have already come across this NPTEL, SWAYAM, LMS, Virtual Lab, e-consortium, internships, so on and so forth. So this is actually the way the students have to focus first. That's an important practice. So they need to participate in training, career counseling, which is very, very important for higher studies, entrepreneurship development cell. So most of the people just wanted to go for job, but the students can opt for becoming an entrepreneur and involving themselves in professional activities, becoming member of professional bodies, and they need to have the interest and attitude of attending intra and intercollegiate college events. So they need to have the practice of visiting IISc, because these institutes will have a open access to the outsiders, especially government engineering college students. They can take the privilege of visiting IISc, IITs, IIMs, and they make use of the library available, and they can also take some training programs from them, and then they can also look for some projects and internships. So this is actually possible, provided there will be a procedure for request and granting. So they can apply for internship in their own area of interest, which they are interested in, reputed central, state, and private organizations. And awareness on schemes announced by the central government and state government time to time on career growth, scholarships, and training is very much needed, because most of the time government will announce the schemes which will benefit the students, but unfortunately students will not be aware of these particular announcements. Active in students clubs. Students clubs are very, very minimum in government engineering colleges. I'm not actually just pinpointing any particular institute. In general observation, this can be actually brought in, and the study can be continued. So they can also organize some industry visits, industry collaborations, and they can also start learning project-based kind of thing, experiment-based learning. So they have to learn to write research papers, presenting in good conferences, helping in consultancy work and research projects, with their faculty members. And to know how the market trend, what's going on outside, which is having highest demand, and technology transformation, and they need to think of demand-oriented courses, the possibility of other career options apart from engineering. So coming to this best practices among faculty members, they have enormous opportunities. So this I'll try to just quickly read out all this important practices what they can inculcate in their career or service. So they can have the first and foremost thing is they need to have, there should be a regular update of knowledge, skills through FDPs, short-term programs, training activities, MOOCs, internships, and industrial training. The important concern is to go for a quality publications. Here, nowadays, the numbers are actually not all actually the concern. The concern is the quality about the publications in referred SSC and ACT journals. And if you publish your paper in this particular reputed journals, there is no need to give any certificate from other agencies. The quality of publishing in a particular platform or avenue makes you more perfect and elegant. And coming to this, writing books chapters, and attending some conferences in Tier 1, and they can think of working on intellectual property rights and IPRs and patents. So they can also get some already many of them are already getting PhD scholars through research centers. So the important thing is we lack in sponsor research through funding from government agencies such as DST, ACT, UGC. There are many other funding agencies this can be discussed in some other session in detail, and also a consultancy from industry. And some few consultancies are actually happening in other government engineering colleges. Today we have one session with this particular topic. And development activities such as product. You can have a product, research labs, instruction methods, and then just working models, charts, monograms, and implementing effective faculty performance approval and system. And we need to have a participation in invited talks, technical talks, sessions, and so on. So they need to have an opportunity to apply for awards instituted by professional bodies and government to get recognitions of the quality work done by the faculty members, not for private any agencies. So to acquire a professional body membership and involve in all the activities, interaction with outside world through collaborative research, MOUs, book writing, advisory members as possible. And you need to have the leadership in showing, organizing conferences, workshops, seminars, FDPs, FTPs, industry visits. Sponsor research can be carried out through funding agencies and consultants from industry. So actually, you have got this particular recognition from editorial boards, becoming a reviewer, editor, author, a program committee member, a technical committee member, conference chair, so on and so forth. And you can have the opportunity and chance of giving a keynote speaker in a reputed conference in India and abroad. So impression of research citation can be easily shown. You need not to just, nowadays you have got a platform where you can yourself showcase your quality through Google Scholar, Public, Scopus, Orchid, Microsoft Profiles, and use of a very, very important tool. I think most of you are using this, Publish or Perish tool, which is going to use to calculate the impact factor of publications. And you can also have the usage of modern ICT tools in teaching process. So coming to this next important, so welcome Commissioner sir for this particular session. So welcome sir. Next.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Next. Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next slide. So the important quality initiative that can be opportunities at the GECs are, so each GEC shall have a strategic plan for 5 years, along with short-term and long-term goals. And you can have a regular meeting of IQSC with follow-up action. So we can have a proctoring and mentoring system where most of the colleges are following already with the batch of 20 students. For each 20 students, there will be a faculty member who guides and help students in all academic process. So we need to take an interest in establishing the Center of Excellence, finishing schools, certification programs for students. In addition to this, we can also think of setting up an IPR and patent cell, and entrepreneurship development cell, and industry interaction cell. And along with this, already we have got a language lab. Language lab, especially along with the English communication, it's better to start Japanese, French, and German languages which helps students, especially electronics and mechanical students, can make use of these particular languages. They have more industries in these countries. So we have industry-sponsored labs, courses, training with the placements, and obviously good governance is very much required. And more than that, accountability in terms of whatever the tasks we do, whatever the work we do, there should be a proper accountability, and we need to have a academic freedom for the staffs to exercise themselves, to emerge them as academic leaders. And the important thing is we need to have steps to improve admission rate, especially at rural areas. And coming to this, the important thing is autonomous status. For any engineering colleges cannot remain, just affiliated for a long time. And all the engineering colleges, especially government engineering colleges, has got the strength of the faculty members, very qualified and experienced. So definitely, as a initiation, we can go for permanent affiliation. Later stage, you can go for autonomous status. And in future, with all equipped, in all aspects, definitely colleges can become universities in future. That is what actually the model is. And here the advantages are listed here. The curriculum, there will be a lot of inclusions through interdisciplinary courses. Experimental based learning is possible for this autonomous, and courses on environment, engineering, biology, Constitution of India, entrepreneurship, intellectual property rights, sustainability materials, several interdisciplinary electives that can be included in the curricula. The programs may be designed with adequate number of foundation courses, advanced courses, SWIBAC, MOOCs, NPTEL, QEEE, industry-based electives. You have got a lot of opportunities. You can just go through this. The foundation courses may also be designed as per the requirement of the industries. And we can have, as per example, programming skills, design thinking, communication skills, strong fundamentals in domain areas of the part of the curriculum. Students may be allowed to take up interdisciplinary projects in the final year with students of other programs. The participation of industry experts, alumni, and employers during the framing of syllabus. Next slide. The important thing is, apart from whatever that discusses, they are all related to the academic best practices. Coming to the non-academic practices, we can have a green campus, water management of rainwater harvesting, energy conservation, waste management, solid and healthcare, biodiesel plant can be planned, environment protection awareness may be an important concern. NSS and NCC services and community services can be practiced. And the very, very important thing is women readdressal cell and women empowerment cell is to be established. Emergency healthcare facilities in the campuses are required. And then extracurricular activities such as yoga, meditation classes can be planned. And alumni parents meeting at least once in a year is actually required. Learning through group and field activities can be encouraged. So coming to the conclusion, so we have discussed some of the best practices that can be adopted and exercised in a day. It cannot be exercised. It cannot be adopted or exercised in a day or two. It has to evolve over a period of some time. So greater chances of getting accredited by NBA and NAC and also finding a place in NLS is possible. Staffs and students will empowered with value, quality, perfection, and along with knowledge, ability, and skill. The majority of the students, these students come from economically weaker sections and rural areas. This initiative will transform the overall personality of the students to face real-world problems and challenges. So, at last, the AROHAN 2024 lecture series is the first and unique initiative. Thanks to the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Honorable Principal Secretary, Higher Education, Honorable Commissioner, Director of Collegiate and Technical Education, Honorable Director, and all the officers of DTE of Government of Karnataka. Lastly, over a period of time, no doubt, GEC we shall compete with reputed institutions. So once again, with a short period, 15 minutes, I could able to quickly go through some slides. I thank all of you for this, session, joining for the session. And now, actually, it's open for questions. So quickly, I'll take some few questions. Please raise your hand in the virtual mode. Professor, please. Sir. Sorry, Ransami sir. Yeah, you can ask,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah. Good evening, Professor.
Professor, good evening.
Nice presentation and nice initiative. My special thanks to Principal Secretary and Commissioner and my DT and for this initiation. Looking forward to have similar kind of presentations, which will be very much useful for both faculty as well as, and we are transforming to our student community. Thank you once again, and we will have all types of in all directions of the presentations we are expecting, and hopefully the 15th and 30th of every month will be very useful evenings for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Rangswamy. So, any other questions, sir? Welcome, Honorable Principal Secretary, sir, for this particular session. Is there with us? So, welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Baswaju. Thank you for the presentation. It's a very interesting presentation. I hope this 15th and 30th series continues.
Yes, sir.
It's a good initiation. You have managed to start it in a very short time.
Yes,
What I noticed is very good suggestions in the presentation. Some of the suggestions about extracurricular, alumni, patenting. So what I would suggest is as and when in the sessions, you pick up 4 or 5 areas and concentrate and get feedback from your colleagues on how
Yes.
we can structure institutionally ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಒಂದು, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ what support government can give. Try to frame, you don't have to pick all the areas, pick 4 or 5 areas. Consult with all your colleagues who have done good work in this and other areas and come out with implementable suggestions. That will be a good contribution of this.
So there are already few faculty members have done extraordinary work, and they are ready to share their ideas with all the staffs and students. And I got the list of next speakers, sir, on 29th. And as I promised, I will be sharing with you on 17th, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions from others? Okay, thank you. Now, actually, I take up this opportunity to thank all the officers who made this possible. Now we have a next session from Dr. M.B. Patil, the principal of Government SKJTI, Bangalore, and he will be presenting on overview of NBA. Sir, Dr. M.B. Patil, sir.
Sir,
Hello.
I'm ready to present. I'll have to share my screen.
Yeah,
Yes,
welcome,
yes. And then,
welcome, sir. Audience are waiting for you. Floor is yours, sir.
okay, sir.
Yeah, you can share your slides,
Yes,
sir, if you have
yeah,
prepared.
just-
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Sir, are visible? Sir,
So no, it's not visible, sir. And then please switch on your video, sir.
not visible.
So please switch on your video.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now slides are visual, sir?
Share it, sir. Please share it again, sir. Now you just switch on your video so that we can.
Yeah, switched on.
Yeah, we can see your video. Please share the slides, sir. Yeah. Slide.
Is it visible?
Sharing model. No, sir, it's not visible. Please take the help of any of your faculty members, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's now actually open this one, sir. Now it's shared. Please open the slide, sir. Please open the PPT.
It is open, sir. Not visible, sir.
It's visible, sir. Now visible. Please go to the first slide. You go to the first slide, sir. Hello?
Is it visible, sir?
Sir, visible. Only thing is, please go to the first slide and just start your presentation, sir. Still, if you are facing difficulty, then we can just ask next speaker to speak start the presentation. Hello?
What you can do is you can ask professor to email the presentation and
Yeah.
you can show it, and till then the next speaker can
Yes,
speak.
that I will do, sir. That will do, sir. Sir, please email your presentation, sir. By the time we'll just, sir,
1 minute.
sir, please email the
1 minute, sir.
presentation.
It's getting.
I'll ask Dr. Kiran Kumar to. Okay, do one thing, sir. Please email the presentation. Now I request Dr. Kiran
Yes, sir.
Kumar to start his presentation.
Okay, as I started my presentation, sir.
Yeah. One minute. Please. 1 minute.
So now we have a speaker, Dr. Kiran Kumar PV. This is a professor from Government Engineering Bangalore. Based on definition to TTE.
Share.
And we'll be talking on the consultancy work he has taken up. And now I request the current to start his presentation. Thank you.
No, it's not sharing. It's not coming. Now you please check. Okay. Fantastic. Is it visible now? It's not coming. Same problem.
Sir, PPT ಕಳ್ಸು ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. PPT ಕಳ್ಸು ನಮ್ದು ನಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಕಳ್ಸು. PPT ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಕಳ್ಸು ಸರ್. ಸರ್ PPT ಕಳ್ಸು ನಮ್ಗೆ.
WhatsApp ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ
Consultancy.
extend करते हैं.
It's not coming. ಬರ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು
ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಬಿಡ
Basara sir, shall I
Good evening, one and all, the dignitaries present here, my dear colleagues, professors. Am I audible? Professors, my dear students, today I will be presenting a Today I'll be presenting a topic on consultancy, that is strategic reforms of government engineering colleges via consultancy, a way forward. Why I choose this particular subject is there are several ways of doing strategic reforms. And one of the tools that we can use is consultancy, which we have experimented. And basically, we have got very good results in our college over a period of a decade time. So my presentation basically encompasses with the contents related to the introduction, vision, goal, objectives, SWOT analysis, and initiatives under consultancy cell. Yeah. See, basically what is happening is now if you see, the focus is completely shifting to from the school education to higher education, because the dynamics of the industries are demanding the graduates to be ready for their work, and the professional courses which are being offered by various agencies are facing this challenge to prepare these particular students to the requirements of the industries and the changes that is taking place. We have got a great responsibility on our shoulders where we will be trying to someone is I'm sorry for the interruption. I think the other participant was trying to present it. Yeah, please come. We'll go further. So we have a lot of challenges that needs to be taken care. And one particular tool which I believe and which I've experimented through my career is one consultancy. There are other tools also. This consultancy plays a very important role. Through my presentation, I'll be taking you through how it plays with an example where all the government engineering colleges can take this particular model and replicate. And there are some hiccups. I understand there are certain thought process. There may be some hindrance. I'll definitely show you at what level we started and where we have reached with all the constraints that all other government engineering colleges are facing. We too had this particular problem when we started this. Now, I put everything under one title called vision, goal, objective. See, any work that needs to be done first has to have some vision and goal or objectives. As we all are aware of this particular process, when we do a project, we do certain data mining and then we try to set the objectives, goals, and through that particular process, we understand where do we stand. In a way, you can say this is some kind of a SWOT analysis basically before defining the objective. And the objective, vision, or goal that you define should definitely have something which can be achievable, and there should be some roadmap to achieve this. So when I visited the government SKSJT college, because I started my career in Hassan College, and then I was transferred to government SKSJT college, which is one of the oldest college established in 1938. I was taken by surprise to see that the laboratories were not established, and people were using Aptamitra scheme to go to other colleges and get the laboratory done for the students. So I thought, what exactly is happening? It took some time, about 15 days for me to understand what exactly the model is, because I came from NIT background, so I was not aware that how to exactly handle this particular system. So then I set a goal in which I said that let me have a ecosystem which will definitely vibrate or bring in some change think out of the box and get away from these clutches of Aptamitra scheme to build this particular laboratories and bring. And the most important parameter was to get the human resource and as well as the funding, which is the most important parameter in government engineering colleges. And we have a set of procedures that needs to be followed. Then I started working on those things. And then I set my vision. Once I started doing all those research, I set my vision that let me bring in consultancy cell. When I was going through this search, I could establish that there is a GO which was established by our earlier visionaries in 1979, which had given a clear-cut guidelines about how to go about and how to bring in this, inculcate this practice of bringing the consultancy and building the system. So there, so I said, let me have an ecosystem via consultancy cell at GECs, then establish the center of excellence. The next step, once we are thorough and we are through with all our requirements to the academic needs as well as research needs, to establish center of excellence, which gives you a revenue model to further go about, where you require the interaction of the institution as well as the industry under III cell, which was also constituted in 1979 GO with all the guidelines. Then the major objective that I set, it's a long-term goal, where I said to get away the tag of the department called as expenditure. Whenever we used to approach for funds, the government or the FD used to say you are expenditure department, not the revenue department. So I just wanted this particular tag of expenditure department to be taken out and add the tag of revenue department, because we have enough human resource, highly talented pool is coming. And why we are called as expenditure department? Because we are the backbone of this particular country's development. Next. I did a small SWOT analysis. I think all of you might agree with this SWOT analysis. We first found out what was our strength and weaknesses. So there, I first found out that government institution certifications are placed at a high rank. Then we have got a GST exemption, which we can explore, income tax exemption, which gives a lot of investors to come out, put up the research work, development work in our laboratories. Then we have a very less procedure for Form C when we want some imported equipments that to be taken. Transparency is one thing that is always assured in case of government organization. Audit and checks and balances, which is done regularly by the AG department as well as inside department. We have a very cost-effective way of giving the consultancy because we have ready human resources available. And lastly, the qualified and experienced staff that you can see or pouch according to this particular survey of the faculty members, most of the talented minds pools are available in government engineering colleges. Then I also worked upon the weaknesses. What are the weaknesses? There are empty number of strengths. I took the primary ones. And similarly on the weaknesses, government decision and policy change were not gaining the momentum when we came here and when we started bringing this to the officials. The routine procedures and all those things have to be get away. So slowly this has come down now. We have very good leadership and we are finding a lot of changes that are to be taken. Then staff transfer policy was a big headache because most of the time when you used to have a long goals like this, people used to be put away. Now we have the transfer policies also in line. Displaying and implementing regulatory bodies, rules, regulations, and adoption of perform-based guidelines. That was also a big hurdle for us to see that whether the person who is working can be given an additional incentive. That was a big Herculean task for us to show it. Matching to the industrial needs. Industry, every day, it keeps on changing. It keeps up taking a new technology, new step. And how to match to that until and we have a dynamic and vibratory laboratories which were not at all available. Even most of the colleges, as I understand, are still practicing Aptamitra in the rural areas. I'll come down to that, how to tackle that. Then less attention towards the accreditation process where we were supposed to get the accreditation after our batches are getting graduated, which was also mandatory in that time when we came to, I'm talking about a decade back when we saw that the AICT has changed the rules and India has signed the agreement. So we need to also get the accreditation process, which is again going down slowly. Once we have accreditation, we have a lot of funding agencies coming. The most important thing was branding of our institute, which was completely absent in that time. People never knew that there was a government engineering college in heart of the city in Care Circle, and there were 5 branches which were existing and students were taking admission through it. I also worked on the opportunities and threats. Consultancy services related to various departments of the government. Examples, planning department, transportation department. You have a lot of opportunity. You have 34 to 37 departments. They have their own problem, which can be taken up as by us and give them a holistic solution, which will help them to refine their process. Then we were geographically located across the state, which is an advantageous thing that we can always look into. Whereas a private institution is located in one place and it doesn't have a branch, but we have GPTs, GECs spread across Karnataka. That was an opportunity. If I have a work in Dharwad or Gulbarga, I can always send it to my counterpart. Then branding of GEC under Skill India program was one thing that we took the opportunity and we wanted to portray that, and wherever possible way we used to tell that these government colleges are new and they have done a lot of things. Next, threats. Now, the private institutions basically were doing a lot of infrastructure expansion, and their decisions were taken much faster, and they had got less of accountability and auditing, though there was there in faculty performance. But due to some or the other reasons, they were getting more projects and getting through the accreditation. Next. Now, the last part which we took, or an example that I can share with GSK SJTI, Government SK SJTI College, where we started our consultancy. As I was mentioning earlier, this GO, which was prepared in 1979, gave us a complete insight what exactly this GO was offering to us. So we started with a humble beginning. When I came down here, we did not have a laboratory. So I requested the PWD department to spare their laboratory for 15 days. And thanks to Krishna Reddy sir, who was the chief engineer, he shut down his laboratory of Anandrao Circle Quality Control, and he gave 15 days with his staff, material, and equipments for our students. This was our first batch, which did the laboratory without Aptamitra scheme, nothing, with 15 days, modifying the timetable. We did all the experiment, conducted the laboratory tests there itself with the external examiner, and announced the result. This was a kind of an out-box thinking, which gave me more, sort of pleasure, thinking of giving more to our student and establishing this laboratory. The contractors were coming there. We requested them to donate some of the equipments under CSR. And that is how we got a small laboratory, which was started humbly in GSK SJTI because we had space constraint. So we started this laboratory in our temporary shed, which was built to store the cement stack. From there, we walked on and we never looked back. We started spreading our messages to various agencies. We brought training programs, earned consultancy. We bought testing materials. We earned consultancy. From that money, we started buying our equipments, consumables, refining our laboratory, bringing out the laboratory modules, and slowly we started spreading our wings. And today, as you can see, we have our own research equipments. We have our MOUs where we are asking the industry to spend money, and industry has given money generously to develop their products. Students have been accommodated in this particular projects, right from the undergraduate to PhD. I am very proud to say that with this one equipment, we have produced 5 PhDs till date. Another 2 are in pipeline. So likewise, we started building these facilities. And instead of taking the money and getting into this hassle of going through the government procedures, we asked them to donate the equipments. In that way, we got the quality equipments also, not going for the lower price in tendering. The next part. Click on this. Next. I would like to show some of the projects that we have done, a glimpse of that projects that we have done, and it is not coming. It's not. Okay. There's some technical problem, and due to shortage of time, I may not be able to share this. I'll share this in your presentation or group. Okay. Yeah, you can see here our students involved in live projects with the engineers of the department, and the projects were done, and it was submitted to ADB also, Asian Development Bank, from which the K-ship also got about another second phase of 830 crores, and they funded this project, and the PhD and umpty number of MTech students were also getting input from this project. Next. Next. Yeah, these are some of the glimpses. Yes, we can run. We have MOUs also. Okay, next. Yeah, please, next slide. You can go to next slide. Yeah, so this is a training program where we did with this particular equipment, and all the engineers across the state were brought down to our college, and we facilitated them. We had a very infrastructure available with the hotel management, which is having its institute. We arranged their accommodation, seminar hall, and everything there because our building was still under construction. And through that, we were able to showcase our strength, and we got this particular consultancy. Next. Yeah, this video. So next. Yeah, enough. I think. Because of the shortage of time and the next presentation is waiting, I would like you to note down my email ID, which is given at the last slide, and you can write to me. I will answer your queries in detail. If you have any questions, one or two, I can take it quickly.
So any quick questions?
Yeah,
Jagdish Hacha.
I think Shrikar sir was also raised.
Yeah, sir. Somebody.
Sir.
Yeah, since no one is asking questions, I'm asking questions. Others also should ask questions.
Yes, sir.
So I have two questions. One is that 1979 Geo
Yes, sir.
Vedic consultancy. Of course, that is what is. Does it require any updation, change, which can facilitate consultancy in GEC that you can think about and let us know? And secondly, I think every government engineering college should have a consultancy wing and a center to set up. So I think many others also have done consultancy. Karwar, I remember, had done a few projects. So you should have a separate session, one of the lecture series of all consultancy projects together.
Sure.
Different experiences, and then take it forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next, Mahesh, yes. Jagdish Hacha, yes.
Mic open. Either open.
Jagdish Hacha.
Mahesh TS, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, Kiran sir.
Good evening. Yeah, please.
See, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ for doing this consultancy.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. You're audible.
Yes, sir. See, the problem is the lack of the lab facilities to conduct all this consultancy work, sir.
Sir, that is
Hello.
why I showed when I. Hello. That is what
Yes,
I
sir.
showed my thing. When I came here, we did not have a single equipment, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We try to explore the options, and I think in mechanical department,
Yes,
as far as possible, your equipments are all very big. The industrial estates and as well as the the various other agencies like boilers, factories and boilers establishments are there, sir. You can
Okay,
take a
okay.
list there and
Uh-huh.
try to write them. And now we are very lucky that we have IDP where we can have our own equipments under the
Okay,
IDP.
okay.
So
Okay.
that way, slowly we can add one or the other, and we need to explore basically the areas. And we can also write to DC for the grants, sir, for government
Okay, okay.
engineering colleges. So in that
Uh-huh.
way, slowly we added, and most of the time we are tapping the resources from the industry, sir. Industries, if you get your tax exemption under 35, they will
Okay.
be very happy to give, because every time income tax department gives a certain percentage, like it will be always more than 100% what they spend here, they can get the exemption in their tax payment. So in that way, if you get that particular your college registered under income tax department, which we are trying to get in GSK SJTI, after getting our PAN and as well as correct PAN and as well as GST, we are getting more response from there, sir.
Okay. And also, Kiran sir, another hurdle is the transfer.
Yes, sir. I have already taken that in the SWOT analysis, and we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a transfer policy where they have given 2 years additional when we have this particular project, sir. If you are having a project in that academic year, your transfer will be exempted. You'll have an exemption even though if you are in compulsory transfer section.
Okay, Professor Mahesh.
Thank you, Kiran.
Thank you.
Now, actually, we have a presentation from Dr. M.B. Patil, the principal of Government SKSJTI Bangalore. Dr. Patil, sir.
Hello, Basura sir, I'm ready. Can you share my presentation? Basura sir, shall I start? Good evening to one and all present for this seminar, this presentation. Respected Principal Secretary, Karnataka Government, respected Commissioner, sir, respected dignitaries and all the principals. Today I am going to present on NBA to the Government Institute. My presentation is, as I presenting here, the preview of National Board of Accreditation, objectives, Washington Accord, what is accreditation, outcome-based education, purpose of accreditation, benefit of accreditation, challenges to apply for NBA. These are the content I'll be presenting by one. Next slide, please. The preview of National Board of Accreditation. The accreditation was established in 1994 by AICT to assess the quality of technical educations from diploma to the various professional education to NIT and technical education. It got independent in 2010. Till 2010, it was a part of our AICT. 2010, it got independent, and it was made fully independent 2013 as an independent body. They got their own setup. This in the accreditation, they will be evaluating based on the criteria. There are different criteria there are 10 criteria. On the criteria basis, every parameter will be evaluated for 1,000 marks. Each criteria will be carrying different marks. On that basis, it will be evaluated. The criteria includes vision, mission of the institute, curriculum, teaching learning quality, infrastructure, governance, industry alignment. All these are the criteria will be evaluated by NBA. Please. Next slide, please. The NBA is established with a clear-cut objectives to evaluate and accredit technical education programs such as engineering, management, pharmacy, or hotel management, all the professional courses. It is established to evolve a standard and parameters in alignment with the statutory regulatories to drive the excellence through the benchmarking to assess institutional mission and goal to be achieved. And again, to cultivate the quality conscious to education system, emphasizing the relevance to the market need and stakeholders' participation. And also it has got an objective of developing a technical education as a facilitator to the human resources to contribute national growth and social development. Our NBA National Board of Accreditation is also a signatory of Washington Accord. Washington Accord was an international agency which is accreditation bodies for the undergraduate degree programs. It was initiated in 1989 with 6 signatories. The recognition of this will be acknowledging and equivalence of the program accredited by the signatory bodies, and mutually recognizing our educational programs, recommending the graduates from accredited program for entry into the engineering practices across the signatory bodies. Our NBA is a member from 2007 as a temporary member, and it was a permanent member in June 13, 2014. And in this Washington Accord, still our Tier 2 institutions are not eligible. The Washington Accord is only accepting Tier 1 institute for NBA eligible courses. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Sir, it is next slide on there.
Next slide.
Sir, next slide will tell us, sir, what is accreditation? Display ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ sir.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿ ಇಂದು ನೋಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್
Sir, now
Hello?
please, next slide, please. Sir.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ
Next, what is accreditation? Accreditation is the formal recognition of our educational system, program quality by external agency, by impartial agency based on the well-assessment criteria. The purpose of accreditation is to serve as a process of quality assurance and important improvement, ensuring the program meet and exceed the standard prescribed by the accreditation bodies. The importance will be accreditation provides assurance and institutional objectives to pursue and achieve the effectively to available resources, demonstrating the institution capability to ensure the program effectiveness over a period of time. Again, the accreditation it evolves with a evaluation throughout the assessment process based on the professional judgment to determine if the institution or a program meets specific standard of education qualities. Again, as I said, it is based on the criteria basis. Criteria is evaluated, including the factors such as curriculum quality, faculty qualifications, students' outcome, resources, and infrastructures. And again, it helps to improve continuously by the accreditation process. The accreditation process encourages the institute to continuously improve education quality and effectiveness to meet the involved standards and best practices. Again, as Basuraj sir said, he has presented on whatever best practices he has presented will be incorporated to the NPA, and it will be assessed by an independent body whether all these whatever best practices, as it was mentioned, will be evaluated. Again, in the accreditation assures the prospective students and employer and other stakeholders that the graduate have to attain the minimum level of competence in their chosen field of study. Accreditation is it gives the transparency in the administration. Accreditation provides the transparency and accountability, ensuring the educational institution to uphold the standard and excellence in the integrity. And accreditation also will assures the program, accredited program and institutions are to be recognized quality, enhancing the value of degree and qualification of the qualification earned by our students. Again, till 2014 or 13, our education or our accreditation process was based on the input and process and output. But in 2013 onwards, the accreditation body has, on the recommendation of international body like Washington Accord, they adopted outcome-based education for the accreditation. Now, whatever process we are doing for the accreditation, it will be based on the outcome-based education. Outcome-based education is focusing on achieving the desired outcome in terms of knowledge, skill, and attitude and behavior at the end of the program. The outcome-based education is the teaching the OBC involves awareness of the outcome and dedicated effort towards the attainment. Usually in outcome-based education, what we do is we set our target, or we set our what is to be done. The concerned post coordinator, he has to define his objectives, and again it will be evaluated, or it will be assessed whether the whatever set of goals are attained or not. Again, methodology, OBC requires systematic approach of assessment outcome regularly based on the benchmark them, regularly based on benchmarking them against the program objectives. Evaluation of accreditation. Accreditation, NBA is a tradition to initially based on the input process and output based model, emphasizing the resources availability and output. Again, in 2009, the NBA has aligned with the methodology for international standard based on the outcome-based. NBA relies and educational quality should be measured outcome-based rather than the input. Input may not be always correct with the quality outcomes. Next slide, please. Importance of outcome-based education. Comprehensive evaluation. OBC considers not only input-based but also a process of following the institution to achieve the defined outcome. The alignment of international standard. The outcome-based education not only to the at our national level, it is aligned with the international standards. By adopting outcome-based education, NBA accredited aligned with the international benchmarking of the education qualities. Focus on quality, emphasize outcome-based outcomes, ensuring the focus on quality of education delivers and effectiveness of education process in achieving desirable learning outcomes. Purpose of accreditation. Accreditation aims to promote and recognizes excellence in technical education at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. External verification, whatever accreditation process we are adopting in an institute, it will be evaluated by an external agency for the quality benefit of institute, student, and employee and public through continuous improvement programs. Main purpose served by the accreditation. Accreditation supports technical institution to maintain and enhance the quality through advisory support. It gives the confidence to the institute to ensure the quality at various stakeholders, especially students. Integration of, the accreditation serves the purpose to integrate the industry with the institute. Next slide. Next slide, please. Again, benefit of accreditation is it assures the employers, accreditation assures the prospective employers that graduate have acquired competence meeting establishing the standards, and also it assures the society in a large about the quality of our education offered to the students. And public declaration, once if the institution is accredited, we can display so that it can be publicized, and we can convey to the public in a large that the institution is accredited, means it is branded. It is nothing but the accreditation process is nothing but a branding the institute to a standard process. Usually when you run the institute, it has to have run in a systematic manner with a set of goals set by the NBA or maybe at international level, that whatever set of goals or whatever targets are there, that is to be evaluated, and it is to be branded, or it will be accepted by the public by assessment process. Next. Impact of accreditation. When the institute is getting accredited, obviously it has got a lot of impact on the institutions. It encourages quality improvement initiative by institute, improve the students' enrollment both in terms of quality and quantity. It helps to institute secure necessary funding, enhance the employability of the graduates, facilitate transitional recognition of degree and mobility of graduates and professionals, and it motivates faculty to participate actively in academic and related institutional development activities. It helps to create sound and challenging academic environment in the institute. It contributes to social and economic development of country by providing the high quality technical manpower. There are challenges to go for an accreditation to the government engineering colleges. The first challenge is inadequate infrastructure. That is the basic problem what we are facing, and including the facilities and equipment and again to establishing the laboratories. This anyway with a lot of challenges we have been doing it, and in SKCET, at least whatever required for the government, whatever required as per the NBA, almost 8 laboratories are required. We are all established with a great help from the Director of Technical Education. Again, faculty development, insufficient faculty training, development and motivation program may be effect to the quality of education delivery and hindrance the accreditation efforts. Complexity of the accreditation standard. Actually, the OBC is a little bit complex. I think you must have, most of you are aware that out of 50 to 60 countries, signatory countries to the Washington Accord, many of the countries are withdrawn because of complexity of this OBC-based accreditation. However, our Indian government is going ahead with an OBC, and I think most of the private institute already they got accredited. But problem with the government only we have been initiated, and I think this initiation, this is the first institute out amongst all the 14 colleges, with a lot of encouragement and support from the Director of Technical Education and the Commissioner, sir. We have been pursuing and we have been doing it. I think now we have already submitted the pre-qualifier, and our SAR is already uploaded. I think out of 750 marks, we uploaded around 500 marks. Maybe a little bit is left out. That maybe within 1 week or so we'll be submitting our SAR. Once if we submit our SAR, that our SAR will be scrutinized by the NBA team, and they will give the date for the visit. Once if they visit, then the accreditation process is complete. In this accreditation process, I earnestly request all my fellow colleagues or principals and our directorate office help us to get accredited, because we are at the verge to get accreditation. I need your all the support so that our team, our faculties, and continuously they are working, and we have been doing it. Right now, I am not in an institute. I yesterday had attended one conference at the other state. I'm on the way. Actually, I'm sitting in a public place and presenting my presentation. I think the flow is not proper. The reason is actually I'm sitting in a public place and presenting. People are around me. because I could not reach Bangalore. Then when I requested Basuraj sir, he said that I had to be presented. Then I'm at the public place and presenting this presentation. If any mistakes are there, please excuse me. Please give me one more chance to present it when I reach to my institute. Then I think I can give more light about all this process. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Any questions for the audience? Dr. Mahesh, sir? Government Engineering College, Nagar. Principal? Rangsumi sir, you can speak now. Hello?
Hello, sir. Basuraj sir.
Yeah?
Any questions?
Yeah.
We have Professor Rangsumi sir.
Yeah. Nice presentation, Professor Patil, sir. Kindly share the PPT presentation to our in the group so that all our colleges will be and most of the colleges, most of the institutions are in the verge of the level 1 participation, particularly in accreditation process, because of some of the main criteria like faculty and all. We little bit hesitant to go, but otherwise in a college like 10-year-old or 5-year-old college, definitely we can go for at least two branches from each college so that we will move forward. Thank you for your good words and good presentation, sir. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you. The thing is, right now I could not able to do it because I'm on the public place sitting. I'm coming back to Bangalore. Once if I reach Bangalore, I address a request Basuraj sir to give one more chance to present my presentation because.
Okay, Professor.
Okay, it's okay.
Now I request Dr. Madhakrishna to make this presentation. Anybody, any questions from audience? Sampath? Mr. Sampath?
Sir, presentation video recording agirtada.
Okay, that will share, sir. We'll share video and PPT. Now I think we will go forward for the next presentation from Dr. Madhakrishna from Government Engineering College, Asan. Dr. Madhakrishna, please share your slide, start your presentation.
Sir, share ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Hello, sir.
No, it is not sharing.
Not sharing. Okay, we will do one thing. We will share from outside. 1 second. Please be.
Sir, can I start?
Yeah, please.
Sir, good evening, respected Higher Education Minister, sir, Principal Secretary, sir, Commissioner, sir, Director, sir, and all the higher officers of DTE, professors, and all my colleagues and students. So, I cordially welcome to the introduction to the intellectual property right and patent and an overview presentation. The content of the presentation is about intellectual property right and types, patent, conclusion, and references. So intellectual property right means a legal right is given to any creation or any innovation anybody has done. For that, a legal right will be given by the competent authority. Here, competent authority is the Government of India. So intellectual property rights are different types. That is, it may be a patent, trademarks, copyright, industrial design, geographical indications, and trade secret. So when it comes to we'll go to the patent later. Trademarks means, for example, BMW car will have one trademark, Maruti will have another trademark that cannot be copied by another agency. That is trademark. Copyright means when we write any literature or textbook, so that will have authorization from particular person that is written by them, that cannot be copied and rewritten by somebody else. That is comes under Plagiarism Act. That is called copyright. Industrial design means suppose if we are designing any equipment, for that some specifications will be there that cannot be. For example, HMT has that is designed some watch means that will have some industrial design criteria that cannot be copied by XYZ organization. That is comes under this industrial design. And geographical indication means for location of Google Map or for the location of bridges, some logo will be there. That logo cannot be used by some other authority without their permission for indication of that particular position or point. Trade secret means, for example, MTR will be making some food that is materials. That material will have some combination. They won't going to relieve that that is disclose that combination. What are the mixings they are doing? Only the ingredients they will going to say, and the mixings proportion they want to indicate. That is called trade secrets. Next slide. So patent, what is meant by patent? A patent is a right granted to the product or the process which is newly involved or useful for application to the society. So we are happy to say that civil engineering is the first engineering area where the patent has been done in the year 1421 in Italy. Here, those people, they wanted to lift the marbles from one floor to another floor. For that, they are prepared as some lever mechanism, and that has been patented in their country in 1421. That was the first patent as an available records. Next, what is meant by patent drafting? Patent drafting means it is a techno-legal document. That means we have some designs that will be legally, it will be entangled with that particular contents, and it will be framed a particular procedure that is called as a patent drafting. So there are two categories of patent drafting. One is a provisional specific drafting. Another one is a complete specific drafting. What is meant by provisional specific drafting? Suppose if we are inventing some of the things, and we have an that is guessing that somebody will going to copy it before the completion of that process, then we can go for intermediate, that is patenting work. And that will be valid with up to 12 months. Within 12 months, we have to go for complete description of that patent, that procedure to the patent of it. And if not, we are not submitting within 12 months means our whatever claim is there, that will become null and void. So when we go for detailed description, then it is called a complete specification drafting. Once it has been patented, so it is valid for 20 years. Next. So the stages of the patent is, first we have to fill the patent application, then we have to, that is afterwards, whether it is a that is complete specification or partial specification. If it is partial specification, within 12 months we have to give complete specification. Then it has to be published through the patent portal, and after publication, so the from patent office will get a mail that, so are you ready for going for examination? When we say yes, so the examiners from IIT, IISs, they will going to visit either virtually or physically to our organization, and they will going to check whether we did the patent or we are documented it, or whether we have done a physically that modeling we are done it. They will check it, and they will have all the questionnaires and all. After that examination, the first examiner report, which is called as a FER, they will going to give first examiner report. Any queries is there that we have to answer for that queries. Once all the queries has been completed, then a grant of patent will be done. So then the final patent certification will be the decision of the controller of patent, which is Government of India, and then patent will be awarded. This is the nutshell of stages of the patent. The content of the patent are, next slide please. It should composed of a title. Title should have 15 words, and preamblance of innovation. What is the necessity of doing this particular work? In our Government Engineering College, Hassan, So 5 faculty members, when we came here after transfer, so there was some equipments were not there. Then we planned that we have to make some equipment, and we are designed that equipment, and we are put it in the testing condition for 2 years. That is the preamble of our work. And afterwards, field of innovation. The innovation is we did some permeability equipment, which is the cheapest low cost permeability equipment. It is working fantastically in our institution. And background of our invitation is we want to make all the experiments should be done by all the students, irrespective of whether they are in government college or private college. So as we are now, we are IDP. Before 2 years, we don't have IDP. So most of the in geotechnical engineering laboratory, we did the equipments on our own by using locally available material, and all this material is giving almost 90 to 95% the results as standard equipment. That is the background of our invention in this patent work. The object of invention is cheap quality, that is low quality material we have to use with a high precision and accuracy. Then we have to write a description about drawings. We have to show how the modeling will be done, everything, and detailed description we have to write. Claim means, so what are the keywords that we are patenting? That is called claim, that we have to quote it. So that is the next stage. And abstract, 150 words we have to write about brief description about our particular research work or invention. That is about abstract. Next, please. So the controller of general of patents will have 4 categories. One is patent, and another one is the learning process of patent, and another one is trademark, and another one is the GI registration, that is a global registration. So there are different head office there. When we put some patent, upload in the web portal, depending on our e-Aadhaar registration, that patent will automatically transfer to that nearby head office. Next. Next, please. So legislative framework for the IP administration, that is the patent has started in the year 1970. Then a lot of amendment has been done in 2001, 2003, and final amendment as on today it is with respect to 2005. And which and all the patent can be done, which are the things which cannot be comes under patent, will be grouped in 2 categories. Sorry, I am using a red color. In PPT, we should not use red color, just to indicate that. So anything which we are claiming that we are doing on atomic research activities or anything radium activities under section 4 of 1970 class 1, we cannot possible to go for patenting. That's why we are quoted in red color. Whereas under section the 1970 section 3A to section 3B, it is applicable for all patenting. 3A stands for machineries, that is innovation patenting, whereas 3B will stand for agriculture, that is innovation patenting. Next, please. So now let us go to the stages of patent filling in the website. First, we have to go to the that is Google www.ipindia.gov.in. Then we have to click official website of Intellectual Property India. So after clicking that one, next please. We are entering into a patent portal. In that patent portal, we have to click comprehensive e-filing. Right side we have. Once we click that comprehensive e-filing, we are entering to the next side, that is stage inside that portal, that is called e-gateway. In that e-gateway, we have to click e-filing patent. You can see here e-filing patent. Then it will ask, yeah, we have to see here. Next, we have to whether about to proceed or external website. We have to click yes. Next, please. Once we click that one, so then if we have user ID and password, we can straight away enter user ID and password. CAPTCHA we have to enter. We can log into the portal. But creation of user ID and password in patent portal is not so easy. First, what we have to do is we have to take a digital signature. To take digital signature, we have to go to a portal which is called as eMudra portal. Next. Next, sir. So in eMudra portal, http:/app.e.mudra.com, when we go there, so we can see there is a that is a enroll now symbol. We have to click that enroll now word. Once we click it, so then next please. Next please.
Sir, I request you to please restrict your presentation for 15 minutes plus 5
Yes, sir,
minutes.
yes, sir. Within 15 minutes, I will complete it, sir. And then we have to write username and a login ID. Login pin means 6-digit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Create account. Next, please. Then we have to enter our mobile number. SMS. We'll get a OTP, 4 words OTP in SMS. We have to enter it. Login. So once we log in, we are logging into the eMudra portal. Then you click log out. So that means eMudra signature we are created. Next, please. Log out. Next, please. So now, so if you don't have username and password, you have to go to the new user sign up. Next, please. Then once we go to new user sign up, it will ask all the informations. So about our address, everything. So small is there, and we have to enter all these things automatically. As we are entered in eMudra, our signature, so it will be display only eMudra here. We have to click that one. Next, please. So after clicking that one, it will ask your what is the user ID you required for patent, and password. It will you have to that is create a password. It is a 10-digit password which composed of 1 alphabet and 1 alphanumeric and 1 number, and re-enter the password and all data we have to enter it. Next, please. Next, please. So after that, we have to, that is a preview, we have to click it. Next, please. So then, so the user ID password is created. Next, please. So my user ID I typed is drkvm at 1234. Password I entered, captcha I entered, then login. Now we are entered into the patent portal. There are 1 to 30 forms. Forms is there. Click form number 1. So next, please. When you click form number 1, it indicates or you want to go for NBA website or proceed of that is the e-filing. So click e-filing. After click e-filing, based on our eMudra Aadhaar address, the jurisdiction will be decided by the patent office. It will be indicated at the top. Next, we have to, next slide, we have to, that is enter ordinary application, because ordinary application means we are not challenging to any of the already existing patent. That is called ordinary application. We have to click it. Next, how many pages are there? How many number of words in claim we are doing? All these data we have to enter it. Number of pages, everything. Afterwards, next, please. So address we have to write. Co-applicant's address also we have to write. Next, please. So then, so first applicant name. Previous slide, please. First applicant name and the title, what is they are claiming. All those things will be displayed. Next, please. So then, so here we have to click declaration. Then we have to save it. Once we save it, we'll go back to the main portal. So there form number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is for application form. 2 is for declaration form. 3 is for, that is we are not copied from any other source, that material. Likewise, we have 4th is for examination query. Relevant forms up to 1 to 4, we have to click it and we have to submit it, so that the filled form will be submitted. Backside the screen, scrutiny will be done by expert committee member like IAS officer or Group A officers, and the attorney will go into that is check for the that particular, that is copyright, whether it is a plagiarism there or not. If it is within 5%, they will ask us to pay the fees, and I will show you fees and all. And once we did all this process, then it will be published in the journal. Next, please. And if you go to the beginning of the web portal, forms and fees, where we will get a detailed structure of fees to be paid and what are the forms to be filled. It is self-explanatory. Next, please. And so if you want to check the status of our work, so then public search, you have to click it. Next, next, please. Then so we have to go for application status. Suppose already we uploaded it. We want to check where is our status of our patent application. Then you have to go for application status. Click the application status. Next, please. So we have to write our application number. Application number, each patent will have a unique application number. So that has to be entered. CAPTCHA should be entered and submitted. You can see a typical my own patent that is failed form. Here in this case, published date of application area. We submitted for civil engineering because of flow charts and all. So they are taken our area into computer science field, and published date will also be indicated. Next, please. So then if the first stage is completed, publication in journal is completed. Next, third one is request for examiners is under process. And once it is examination is done, it will be the certification will be done. This is the complete nutshell of the process of patent work. Next, please. And this is the one of the equipment, permeability equipment, which cost around 33,000 rupees in the market. Whereas in our college, 5 of the faculty members together, we are designed this equipment with a cost of less than 2,500 rupees with the cooperation of our principal, sir. Next, please. So conclusion is in boosting API score for appointments and promotions, we required patent. Accreditation for NBA, NAC, we required patent. Ranking in the NIRF, we required patent. And it's beneficial for government and industrial fundings also. So next, please. These are all the list of references I did for preparing this particular PPT work. Next, I take this opportunity to thank all the higher officers for giving me an opportunity to deliver the content in this particular area. This is my content work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now, any questions from the audience? And another important thing is, Honorable Principal Secretary has shared some of the links related to IPR and patents. I request the audience to please note of it. Thank you. Babu Chavan, can you speak? I given the rates. Yeah. And we have another one. Sorry?
Sir, I
Nandini
have a
and,
question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Good evening,
Yes, madam.
sir. Your presentation was too good and informative. Thank you for that.
Thank you, madam.
Sir, this is up to publication stage only, you have told. Next, after request of examination, how would I get a grant, sir?
Madam, after publication, so within 3 working days, you will get an official mail from Indian Patent Office. So in that mail, they will going to ask whether are you ready for going for examination. If you say yes, then they will going to send the fee structure. What is the examination? Whether you are virtual mode are going, or whether you are going for physical mode. So if you say virtual mode, but if they required physical mode, means they will say this amount of fee structure you have to pay. I cannot possible to say the fee structure right now because it depends on number of pages, number of abstract, number of design models you are done it, and number of photographs you are included. So for a nutshell, the fee structure will be there. If you are paid fee structure, then the examination will be done. And after examination, step number 2 is they will send a queries to you. If the queries, they will give a 3 months time. Within 3 months time, if you are able to answer all the queries to their satisfaction, then patent will be granted. If not, another, that is the 1 month time will be given to you. And within that 1 month, if you are able to complete it, then your patent will be granted with certification. If not, it will be kept under abeyance until you satisfy all these things with the penalty fees, etc. So this is the actual procedure for starting to ending, madam.
Sir, I actually had a request for examination and also I appeared it. But the thing is, a query list, I couldn't able to complete it due to my own circumstances.
Yes,
Then
madam.
later on, they told the time has been lapsed. So can you help me out how to get back my own work to satisfy their queries now?
Yes, madam. It is very, you please write a mail to the patent office saying that what is the reason, what the circumstance made you to delay your work, or giving a reply to their queries. And once, if you give the circumstance and situations, if it is, they found that it is genuine, they will going to give another 3 months time, madam. In worst case, the maximum means 3 months time they will going to give. Within that 3 months time, you can submit it. And generally they will give with mail, they will give 1 month time, and that processing fees will be there, madam, that you have to pay it.
Yes, sir, I did everything. I went physically also to the Indian Patent Office.
Madam, I request please talk to him over phone or email because we have
Yes, sir, that's
running
what,
out of
how to revoke.
running out of time now. I request
Oh.
next any others? Any other audience who are willing to ask any questions? Please restrict your question to 1 or 2 maximum. Or you can anyway, they are sharing their email ID and contact number. You are always, you can, because they are all colleagues, they are available easily. You can just talk to them later. Now we have the next presentation by Nitish Kumar from Government Engineering College, Karwar. Nitish Kumar, I request you to please make your presentation ready and start your presentation. Thank you.
Sir, my PPT is visible? Sir, I am visible? PPT?
Yeah, it's visible. Nitish, please restrict your presentation to 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Rest what?
Good
Thank
evening to all the dignitaries and my dear colleagues. Myself, Nitish Kumar. I am presenting the importance of modern ICT tools for the teaching. This is the outline, introduction, ICT tools for teaching learning process, online teaching expectation, genomic models, features, and the references. I start with a quote: we cannot solve a problem by using the same kind of thinking we use when we created them. So depending upon the problem and the situation, we have to change the view. So what is ICT? ICT is a generic term referring to technologies which are being used for collecting, storing, editing, and passing on information in the various forms. The ICT in school was launched in December 2004 and revised in 2010 to provide opportunity to secondary stage students to mainly build their capacity on ICT skill and make them learn through computer-aided learning process. Actually, ICT has become very handy during COVID-19. So ICT tools, we know that there are different tools available in the market. Like for blended learning platform, we have a Google platform. The quiz for assignment, we have Google for, as well as we have Kahoot, which is the very gaming with the quizzes. Then video conferencing platform, education videos, and animated video. Then we have a virtual lab developed by IIT, NIC, and other institute, which will, by sitting here itself, student can access that virtual lab and perform the experiment. Then the smart classroom and e-resources. Then we had a good LMS system like Moodle and Genomio, where we get all these above 7 criteria will be full at get a solution at one single platform. So these are the ICT tools available in the market. I had presented here. So see, what is requirement? See, when you go for online teaching, what will be the expectation? One is the user roles, the student enrollment, the course resource, attendance, how you manage, the assignment, and moreover, this should be user friendly. And if you come to the evaluation part, that should be quizzes, grading, tracking, discussion forum, messaging system, and document. These are the main our requirement. So let's now discuss about one open platform source which is available, which can be used for the student and which can be used for the faculty development program or the student development program or for your regular subject, where you can monitor each and everything starting from attendance to evaluation. So let's see which is that platform that is called as Genomio Moodle. It's an open source cloud-based online learning environment facilitating tracking loads of pedagogies, helpful to teacher to practice OB by reducing the clerical work by at least 60% because grading, attendance, and mentoring, and you can easily monitor how the student is performing, how he is giving time for each subject, each topic, everything can be monitored. The formulation of Moodle is a simple, and for that purpose, not a programming knowledge or anything required. So entire Moodle is free of cost. The few versions are free of cost available in the presently in the open source by Moodle fan operating in the various countries in the world. The Moodle formulation is encouraged by NAC as well as IIT Bombay X. NAC recommend use of Open Moodle as LMS for teaching learning process, and it is also they have clearly mentioned in the NAC manual page 127, 155, and 156. Is the Genomic Moodle is greatly helpful in practicing CO discourse outcome, POs, PSO, and one of the advantage, the better thing you have seen in the Genomic Moodle is that you can do the COPO mapping and you get the outback, for which we are spending a lot of time in the institute sitting in the late that how COPO mapped and how the student perform. Everything is done automatically here in the Genomic Moodle with the rubrics and infusing creativity, logical thinking in the student by providing interesting pedagogies like games, forum, questionnaire, etc. Let's see what are the features we have. So it is easy to use. It is easy accessible. The Moodle interface is very easy. You can navigate in a mobile or a laptop, anything. Personalized dashboard will be there. Each student have a separate dashboard where they can see how many courses, because in a Moodle also some online courses are available which will be certified, and once they complete they will get a certification also. So in their dashboard they can see their display the current, present, and the future courses along with the task view. Then it will collaborate with the work and learn together in the forums, wikis, glossaries, database activities, and Moodle calendar. There will be a separate calendar, Moodle calendar, which can club with your day-to-day calendar, and each activity will be tracked, your academic as well as your, if you're in a institute, other course calendar, deadlines, group meeting, and other all personal event will be monitored here, and we will be having the drag and drop files. Then and track progress. See, for us the tracking of the student is very important, where here we can track that each activities, if in 5 modules we have in each module how many we have done, and we have the access ability for the course instructor that he can restrict the student going to second module or second activity before he completing the present track. For example, if you have a lab, you can have the link with a virtual lab. Before he coming to the class, he can complete the virtual lab procedure, and he can see the videos. Then when he come in the real lab, he can perform better. So that one type of motivation will be there. Interesting how they, because in the virtual lab they can do the mistakes and they correct it. So that they can practice more in the virtual lab, and then they come to the actual lab and perform the test. Then if you come to assignment, you can monitor, chat, choice, database, and feedback is there, and lesson plan, quizzes, quorum, survey, Wikipedia, everything you can monitor then, and you can do one of the best advantage in Genomic Moodle is that peer assessment. So even you assess the student, and student themselves assess their friends' assessment. It will be they will evaluate anonymously. They will not know who's they are evaluating. There will be rubrics. According to rubrics, they will mark their things. And one more thing, if you have an assignment, if your 60 students are there, you can design a one problem for 60 students. That will be 60 different numerical. You can set a condition that the numerical will be changed automatically, and there is no manual evaluation. You set the formula automatically. According to formula, it will evaluate each and everything, and it will give the result. And even for the descriptive also, it can evaluate. You have to give the only wordings. It will see that that wordings are there. Based on that, it will evaluate. Then if you come to the administrative, it will be a customized site design and a layout. But the free version, there is only one disadvantage, that there will be a lot of ads are coming. Other than that, free version is very useful. And secure authentication and the mass enrollment can be done. And bulk course creation and easy backup will be there, and manage user role. You can give add additional teacher to there or a mentor to there, and support the open standards, high interoperability. Then you have regular security updates and detailed reporting and log. See, these are one of the things that you can monitor each and student when he log, how many duration he has spent time, and on which topic he spent the time, what are the activities done, what is did he submit an assignment within the deadline, or he submitted beyond the deadline, what will be the direction of the work. Each and everything will be monitored as per our requirement. Then course development and management features, you have the direct learning part, encourage the collaborations, Then multimedia integrations are there, group management, you can mark the workflow, then peer and self-assessment also there, where they can evaluate their own and others also. Then see one more thing, to motivate a student, once they log in, they will get the badges. Once they completed the course, yeah, in time, according to grades, they get you have completed 50% of the course, yeah, you have done wonderful in the assignment, you have performed well in the test. Everything will be integrated and they get the badges. And that will be highlighted, number of badges, how much they get. That is a one type of motivation will get by the student or whoever attended that. Then the rubrics are there. And the one more thing is the monitoring and the mentoring. It's a full access will be given to the teachers who, because everything is designed by the teachers, every templates are there, we will load the content there. Then again, COPO mappings. Then auto grading will be there, and attendance, everything will be monitored. Even if you conduct a Google Meet program, automatically it will extract attendance from that and it will be stored here. And actually it's a one platform where you get a solution for everything, mentoring, grading and all things. So, and also you can go for certification courses also for students, for if you are conducting a student development program. For example, for instance, if you are conducting a student development program on use of total session, you conduct 1 or 2 days and give a prior assignment, and after the workshop you get assignment. Once they complete, everything will be recorded and automatically you can generate the certificate. So this is a plan, but the free plan is very useful, where 100 registers for 50 concurrent user and 50 courses can be designed. So this is the references where you get a lot of information about this Genomic Moodles. Actually, there are a lot of Moodles are available platform, but this is the one which I feel comfortable and useful. And because we had hand-on trainings on that by IIT Bombay X, and we have conducted 2 FDP on that also. So it is useful as far as FDP, student development program, and even regular activities. So at last, I will end with a quote. If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday, we rob them of tomorrow. So any query?
Any questions from audience? Please raise.
You can contact me on my LinkedIn ID or Outship and the contact number.
Okay, okay. Mr. Harish, Harish HM.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Harish.
This is Dr. Harish from Government Engineering College, Haveri.
Yes, sir.
Can you suggest any good tool for online teaching? So if you have practiced in your institution, in order to get
Sure,
assignments, in order to give maintain assignment records, all those things.
So actually, Genomic Moodle up to 2019, I had used Genomic Moodles.
Yeah.
Where I had designed the courses for the student, where I had recorded all the data like attendance and online assignment, everything will be there. I have done it.
Is it free? Is it free?
Yes, sir. It is free.
Okay. Actually, I was using Teachment. I was using Teachment earlier.
Yeah.
But it has some restriction.
Yeah. This is fully free, sir, for institute. Yeah. But if you want to put it in a server and a full institute you want to cover and want the full control you want and ad free want, then it will go for the pay.
Okay.
And one of the advantages that in this one is that you can add quizzes in terms of snake and ladder or Kaun Banega Crorepati, like games with like that. And you can you maybe heard about Kahoot games where the finger speed, how speed the student will answer, according to the speed they will get a scoring. So to encourage the student, like motivation, and I will be getting in this platform.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Anybody else? Okay, Mitesh Kumar, thank you very much for the presentation.
And thank you, sir. I would like to thank the Principal Secretary of Department of Higher Education and the Commissioner of Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Director of DT, and all our higher authorities for providing this opportunity and starting a new initiative in GEC. Once again, thank you, Honorable Sir.
Okay, so we have next presentation by Dr. Raghu from Government Engineering College, Masavasralli. I request Dr. Raghu to present his presentation and start the session. Dr. Raghu? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Dr. Raghu,
Sir,
please.
kindly unmute my microphone.
Yeah, it's unmuted. You were able to, it's audible. You can just,
Sir,
yeah.
I'll go out. I'm having a two.
Yeah, I think you might have locked twice. Now I will share your slides from here itself. Okay. Can you able to share your slides? Hello? Hello? Dr. Raghu, can you see the slides?
Sir, good afternoon. Is audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible, sir. You continue, please continue.
Good
Can you see
evening,
the
all.
presentation?
Respected
Can you see the
Principal
PPT?
Secretary, Sir, Higher Education Government of Karnataka, Honorable Commissioner, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, and the respected Director of Technical Education, all the UT officials, and principals, sirs, professors, and dignitaries, and all the colleagues and my dear friends. Now I'm giving a presentation on research insights and directions for aspirants. Next slide. This is for the new aspirants. The contents of my presentation are about research, characteristics of research, objectives of research, classification of research, types of research, publication and impact indexes, tools for understanding impact indexes. What do you mean by quartiles, that is Q factor, metrics for journals, and PhD admission and a procedure in VTU for the new aspirants. Next slide. Next slide, please. The research now it is not just a research in present century. It has been is part of our life now in a social and economical way, and this research is normally oriented towards experimental as conducted. And research always answers a certain questions which have been not answered so far, and the answer depends upon human efforts. For an example, if you consider a moon, for a few years back, we are not even aware of there is a moon, that's all. But because of the research and the various questions it has been answered, now we could able to land on the moon, and we could able to do some research survey on the moon land itself, and we have been recently sent satellite to a moon. So this is what altogether from moon, what is moon to what is now we are doing on a moon. So this is what a simple example of what is research is. So research normally answers those questions to which answer not which are the answers are not available in literature, and this is by the human knowledge. And research is a useful consideration of study regarding a particular concern or using by using a scientific methods. And in the next slide, we're going to see what is research. This research is having two different words. One is re, second one is a search. Re means again and again, search means finding out something. So this is been given in the following chart. So a person always observes some phenomena again and again, and he'll collect some data on that phenomena. After analyzing this data, he'll give a conclusion. So this is a small example of what is the research is. And the different persons are having a different definitions for a research. Altogether, there is no proper definition to a research that depends upon a area and a field where you are working on a research. So the few are like this. Research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomena. It involves inductive and deductive methods. So for some other, it's a systematic and holistic application for scientific method interpreted in a broader sense. For others, to be sure, is the best research is what is reliable, verifiable, and exhaustive, so that it provides information in which we have confidence. The main point here is that research is literally speaking a kind of human behavior and activity in which people engage. If you think that this is what a research definition is, by definition, all intelligent human behavior always involves in doing some researches. Next slide. So these literature, research is always having some characteristics features. Some of the characteristics of the research are: it gathers a new knowledge based on a data. It places emphasis upon a discovery of general principles. It is an exact, systematic, and accurate investigation. It uses a certain valid data gathering devices. It is a logical and objective. The researcher resists the temptation to seek only the data that support his hypothesis. These are the few characteristics, and other few characteristics are, next slide. The researcher eliminates the personal feelings and preferences. This is what happens while researching. It endeavors to organize the data in a quantitative terms. Research is a patient and unhurried activity. The researcher is willing to follow his procedures to conclusion that may be unpopular and bring social disapproval. Research is carefully recorded and reported. This is what the final and output of our research is normally. And it will always have a conclusion and a generalization or arrived at careful and cautiously. These are the few characteristics of researches. The main objectives of research is, the research may be having three main objectives. It may be a theoretical objective, it may be a factual objective, or it may be an application objective. So when I say it is a theoretical objective, as the name indicates, it is a theoretical formulas have been arrived and will have some principles or a laws. Such type of research is explanatory because it explains the relationship among certain variables. Normally, these researchers are related to science fields, that is physics, chemistry, mathematics, etc. And they have a theoretical objects, and we call this as a theoretical objective of the research. The factual objective is that those the researchers whose objective is factual, to find new facts. This objective is by nature descriptive. These researchers describe the facts or events which happened previously. And application objective is the one where we are normally looking on. The researcher having application objective does not contribute to a new knowledge, but as a human being is knowledge to suggest a new applications. By these application, we meet improvement and modification in practice. For example, a new application in electricity will definitely give you a research application, and we call this as a research objective of researches. Basically, we're having two classes for the research. One is a basic level, second one is the applied level. Next. The basic level is a one where you have been designed to add organized body to scientific knowledge, and this does not necessarily produce a result in an immediate practical value. But applied level is the one which is very important because it always gives a solution to problems. When you are applied these research, this is normally a complex, and it is what the basic researchers normally applied on. So normally our researchers are on applied sciences. So as we have been, next slide please. So there are three types, as we are already observed: theoretical, factual, and applications. In that, the third one is the most important, as I'm talking about. The application level is the one we have been looking for, because our research should contribute to our society. So this may be again divided into fundamental or a basic research, or it may be an active research. The process by which a practitioner attempt to study their problem scientifically in order to guide, correct, and evaluate their decisions and action is what a number of people behaves that this is an active research. And our researchers are normally in a active research. There are 6 steps normally we'll follow on the researches. One is a selection of the problem. This is the most important thing. Second one is a formulation of a hypothesis on the problem you have been selected. Then we need to go for the design of our research, that is for the problem. It is essential that you need to collect the data irrespective of our branch or field. After collecting the data, you need to make analysis of that data, and finally you need to make a formulation of the conclusion. So that's what I've shown in the second slide. So our research is basic on this, and this is just next slide. This is next slide is basically on a pictorial way of what do you mean by overview of a research is. You need to have a definitions, you must have a characteristics. It may be a qualitative research or it may be a quantitative research. For that, we need to take an example. Next slide. So there are various research methods which is being mimicked in a one single slide, where you'll have a search, we'll have a graphs, we'll have a data analysis, will be done on a different fields. It may be on questionnaires. There are various researches which will happen in a market on only on a questionnaires for a Flipkart and all. So this is what been directly mimicked here. And this is what I've already explained, 8 different steps which are involved in a research. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So once this is just an example and a basic definition of the research characteristics, its objectives. But once we done a research, the most important thing is how our research has been affecting our society, or what is the impact of my research. This is what we normally done with the publications and impact indexes which are happening on our research. There are various measuring tools which have been used for doing it. One is the number of works you have been published, total number of citations which have been received for your research, the average number of citations per work you have been published, the number of significant work you have been published, and the number of citations received by the most frequently cited works. So these are the different things we can able to use it. And next slide. So the next important thing is that what are the publications with impact is, because the impact factor is the one which is very important here. So publications are always having these impact factors. These are always called as indexes, which informs a portal that measures the quality and the visibility of our research. So you must have a good quality. If you're having a good quality, our impact factor is always a good. And we normally call this as impact indices or impact indicators. And these impact indicators are normally done with the scientific journals. And this impact is measured by analyzing the citations you are received by the article published within that journal. And the impact indicators measures the importance of the publications within the specific subject of area. This is most important here. So any index or impact factor or citations are purely depends upon on which journal you are publishing on and what is the important here. And this will be measured by 2 important things. One is JCR, other one is the SJR. So in a JCR, this includes a publication we reviewed by the most widely cited experts in the world, and it covers approximately more than 200 even different disciplines. And SJR is this ranking emerged by free of charge, and it is alternative to a JCR. It analyzes the publication indexes in the Scopus database, which is provided by the publisher like elsewhere from 1997 it has been used here. So these are the 2 important persons which are available for it. And now we have been talking about Q1 journal, Q2 journal and all. This is again based on impact factors, and these impact factors are based on subjects and journals, in which journals and which subject you have been categorized on. And you are having normally, this is again given by JCR and SJR. There are 4 different quartiles here: Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Q1 normally is the first 25%. If there are 100 journals, the first qualified and highest rated citations will be done in a Q1 journal. Second one is Q2 journal. Third one is a Q3 type of journals and a Q4 type of journals. So normally we know that in a VTU they'll say that you need to publish your publications either in a Q1 journal or a Q2 journal. This is basically on a subject. It is not overall, it is basically on a subject. That's why they're majorly concentrating now on Q1, Q2, and Q3 journals. Next slide, please. And this is the matrices which are available in the journal. One is the H index, and many of us know that what is the H index is. H index is based on again simple calculation of citations which are received for your research work. And similarly, you're also having a Google Scholar matrix if it is published in a Google journals. There are various other matrices which are also available for indexing factor, but more popular are H indexing and Google Scholar matrices. So our publication, our research is basically on this. And at the end of the one, I've been just wanted to share that how to apply research in various universities or nationally important education institute. But I've taken an example of VTU because we are in Karnataka and one of the largest technological university. So this is just a procedure I am just sharing. You need to go for an application which is online. Then you need to write an ETR for making admission to a PhD in a VTU, where you need to at least score a minimum of 50 percentile, and for reservation you may reduce to a 45 percentile. Then you need, after you qualifying a ETR, you need to go for presenting your research topic, either online or offline. After the presentation, if your presentation and ETR combining, you are qualified for the next level, then you need to give a guide preferences, where UTA normally allows for 3 different guides to be suggested, like named by you. Then they'll allot any one. Once the guide has been allocated, your research actually start. You need to complete a minimum 4 coursework, and for each coursework, maximum 2 attempts are there, and you need to score minimum of 60% of marks in each of the coursework. After completing a coursework, and if you are completing your literature and one paper, you are allowed to go for comprehensive viva voce. At least you need to take a 2 years of time for this. Then after, you need to continue your research, and you need to publish at least 2 journal papers in Q1 or Q2 journals. After completing it, you are allowed to go with the 2 open seminars should be presented in research centers itself, Open Seminar 1 and Open Seminar 2. After Open Seminar 1 and 2, you need to go for a colloquium. Once all these things have been completed, you are allowed to publish or submit your research in a VTU. This is just a VTU I have been taken. Similar type of procedures will be there in majority of the national importance institutes too. Just for a new aspirant, what is that? And there are 2 different ways you can opt for the PhD or a research. One is a full-time or a part-time. If you are willing to go with a full-time, this is 3 years of full-time PhD course. If it is a part-time, a minimum duration for the part-time is 4 years of time. That is basically on our wish. This is what just a simple thing I want to present it on a research and indexes or impact and citations of a journals. If there are any questions, please.
Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Honorable Education Minister, Honorable Principal, Secretary, sir, Commissioner, sir, respected DD, sir, and VT officials for giving an opportunity to present my view on research and impact factors. Thank you very much.
There is one question from Mr. Jagdish Achar. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Jagdish
Yes, sir.
Achar? Jagdish Achar?
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. You're audible.
Yes, sir. What would be the ideal number of citations or this one references we can keep for the standard journal, sir?
So normally that depends upon our say work you have been published. More the number of citations, you'll have a more quality work you have been done. This is what it normally indicates. That too in a type of journals you have been keeping on. But for the research is concerned, for the literature review is concerned, that depends upon your work, sir. There is no standard numbering here, but it purely depends upon your area you have been selected and what type of research you are doing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Raghu. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Sir, we have come to the end of all sessions. Now, I thank Honorable Principal Secretary, Honorable Commissioner, DCTE, and Honorable Director, and all the principals, and all the staff members, and especially all the speakers who made this first AROHAN initiative very successful one. And initially, I could able to just see around 162 participants were there. And now, even after two hours, now I can see around 92 participants. And I thank all the principals for this particular efforts, and without which this particular session was not sessions were not successful, or are not successful. Now I request any one of you if you have any. Yeah, I request our principal, sorry, sir. Now I request our principal secretary, sir, to just share his views. Thank you.
Yeah, just want to say a very well organized and moderated session. Very interesting presentations. Some of them good learning for everybody. Of course, these changes will take place slowly, and it is not expected to be overnight. So a lot of effort and planning is required. The whole idea is to share experiences and gain from each other's achievements. And we see here today itself so many colleges and so many different kind of practices and best practices have been done. So it is a very good sign. I'm very happy that this initiative has started. We should follow up on it. More than 150 participants I saw. It is a very good sign. Should follow up on it. We should see what areas we can concentrate on, have specific theme-specific webinars in future, so that particular area of interest can be taken and detailed dive in, and then action points on how we can implement it and improve it in our colleges. So I wish everybody the best of luck, and I hope this this practice continues. Thank you.
With your permission, can I just request the audience to share if they have any suggestions for this particular initiative, so that we can improve better for the next time? Can we, sir? Can you take any suggestions from them?
Yeah, please take. I think somebody is raising their hand.
Yeah. If anybody is interested to just give any suggestions or any inputs, you are welcome. And you can, SKJT principal has raised us. And Dr. Patil, sir?
Sir, good evening, sir. This is a good, very good initiation taken by our principal secretary, sir, because at least
it is not Patil is not taken by me. It is done by all of you. So I'm just a facilitator.
Yes, sir, this platform is created by you, sir. We are very thankful to you, because here it was not there, and we because of your initiation, we've been coming together and we are sharing our experiences, and this is what because so many things are happening in most of the engineering different these 14 colleges. This is a platform where we can share our views, experiences, and what collectively we can do to the technical institute. Because many of my colleagues who are principals of various other colleges, they are thanked because of this whatever initiation I have taken from my college, because the 3 months back I joined as a principal, and the day I joined, that day I decided I had to get accredited to my institute. That was my goal, and I have been doing it. This is how I need cooperation from each and every, so that when you set a target, definitely with a lot of effort and cooperation, suggestion, we can achieve it, sir.
You should guide others. You should guide others now also to get it.
Sir, only my earnest request to all my colleagues is only mind gaming. If you mind it, you will do it. If you don't mind it, if you say that it is impossible, it cannot be done, because NBA we have been trying since 2014, almost 10 years. Then this last phase, I have decided, I've been working day and night, almost 24/7, and I've been interacting. There are so many negatives, positive, all are there. But only my personal feeling, what I gained over this 3 months, is a mind. If you mind it, if you can do it. There are so many hurdles are there, but being an engineer, we can come out with all the hurdles, because we are an engineer, we are the creators. We know how to solve the problem. But if you start posing the problem, then there is no solution. That is what I'm my personal feeling, that we have been doing it.
We'll have a separate workshop on accreditation later on NAC later on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think in that you can share more of your detailed presentation. Any other suggestions for the format and for issues? You can people can raise it or can share later on also.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Already actually requested principals to send the list of topics by the faculty members, and as per our instructions, suggestions, and we'll just come up with the next session, which is going to be on 29th of February between 5 to 7. And I just want all the faculty members to give the topics of their interest to the principals, and in turn principals will share with me. And then if there are any suggestions, as Honorable Principal Secretary suggested. You can also share your suggestions or your any inputs so that we can still further, make it this particular event more successful.
Prasanna Kumar has a hand raised.
Yeah. Mr. Prasanna Kumar, please, you can share.
ಸರ್ ಒಂದ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಜರಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಕವಾಗಿ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ಇವಾಗ 150 ಜನ ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 5 to 7 o'clock. So numbers are not important. The content and what follow up is important. But correct. As you start regularly doing it, the quality should determine participation. Jana barbeku. Adu aase padbeku ಏನು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು.
Sir, we have already shared link with the Polytechnic principals also, sir. I have requested Vasika sir to share the link. And the next, that is from 29th onwards, we'll both, the faculty of engineering will sit with the diploma faculty members, and faculty members of diploma will just share our, they will join our virtual conference, and we'll share this together, sir. We'll take it forward. And even they have the plans of sharing the same idea in the same day, sir. So this is actually, today was the first day, that's why actually it took a little bit, preparations. From 29th onwards, I think it will be in full fledged, sir. As Director sir suggested, we will take his suggestions. Yeah. So I thank everyone for making this particular event more successful. So thank you. We'll meet on next February 29th at 5 o'clock. Thank you, and thank you.